All right, bam, we're live. Welcome to day 36 of the AI prompt challenge for remodelers. And these are bonus days, as we said. Been getting really good response. So, again, appreciate you all being here. And I get a lot of comments. And I appreciate those of you that reach out and share, and let me know how it's working for you and what questions you have and where you want some guidance. Awesome. We will keep going. So, again, you can check in the YouTube channel. If you go over to playlists, you'll see workshops, and inside the workshops, you will find every live. Each day, there's a new AI prompt that we go over. Okay, each day it's something different. So today, we are going to get into how you guys touch base and follow up with your leads, right? And in the beginning, it's easy. You can do it on a piece of paper, right? You can keep it on an Excel spreadsheet. As you get busier and as you grow, that is not going to work well. I'm not saying you can't do it that way, but it will not work well. You will at some point want to get a good CRM. And the reason you'll do that is you just will not have time to follow up with all the leads when you get busy, if that's your goal. Again, this is for people that want to scale their business, right? Tired. If you're the guy who's tired of wearing every hat on the remodeling job site and you're looking to grow the business and put guys out on the field so that they're going to swing the hammer, you're going to swing the business, then as a good salesperson, somebody growing the business, you're going to want that CRM system. All right. And here's what's interesting. You have to remember that you, as a contractor, you're going to be out running around town. You're in the truck. You're driving to this job site, that job site. Many of your clients, many of the homeowners you're going to be working for, that's not their life. They might sit in an office job all day, right? They might show up at 7:30 and not be able to leave till 4:30. And that's their life every single day. So they only can usually respond via email, right? They're not going to have time to talk on the phone or text. Sometimes the only way they can respond is email. So your CRM system needs to be able to accommodate that kind of client communication. All right, so let's get into this. So again, most remodelers really just lose business, not because of bad work. It's because they have bad follow-up. It's slow, it's inconsistent, it's non-existent. I mean, straight up, firsthand, one of the reasons why I got into the remodeling business in the first place was I witnessed how bad remodelers were at following through on doing what they said they were going to do. I had purchased a home, was renovating it. There were some tasks that I was not versed in at the time, didn't know how to do it. So I hired people, and that process was very frustrating and eye-opening. So I had come from a position where I was working a corporate job, and I understood how to follow up with a sales lead, right? I understood how to email and text somebody and make phone calls. And I understood that that's what clients like. So when I started my remodeling journey and was renovating the house and saw how I couldn't even get contractors to follow back up, I was like, boy, this is like taking candy from a baby. This is where I should start a business. The remodeling industry is so easy to succeed. That is why I got started and started a remodeling business. It was that easy, right? All you have to do is be able to respond to people, follow up. So anyhow, how do you do that? You have a plan, right? You have to be consistent. So this is where something that has some AI will help, but you definitely want some sort of a customer relationship management system. That's what CRM stands for. All right. And a lot of these tools now will automate follow-ups, respond instantly, and keep leads warm. So I will give you an example. If you are on the Remodeling Academy's website and you want to purchase one of our products from our store, we have a workflow and an automated setup and triggers. And here's what happens. When you go in and let's say you want to purchase the remodeling contract package, once you complete that process and you purchase it, we have a workflow set up to where an email automatically gets triggered. I've already written the email and it automatically gets generated and sent to you. I don't have to do it. So you could purchase something for me at 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning. It doesn't matter. You're going to get that email that thanks you. It's going to deliver your product, right? And then there's going to be some follow up. You should have a similar process for your prospects and clients. As soon as you've met with a homeowner, you should that data. You should have the email addresses, their text, their cell phone numbers. All that should be put into your CRM, and you should be able to send follow up messages, right, that are already auto generated in your CRM. That is the beauty of having these systems, right? So you can send instant responses when someone fills out a form, especially if you're using it off your website. You can also find out and get some clarified questions. You can include calendar links, right? So right now, if you wanted to be coached by me, I have a calendar system where I send you a link and you select the time and that you want to do your appointment. And once you make that selection, you get put into our system. Boom, you'll get an email confirmation, right? It's an automatic trigger. I'm not having to do that manually every time. That is the beauty of having these CRM systems. You can't, for some of you guys, if you're not busy today, you're like, I don't need all that. Correct. When you're not busy, you don't need all this. However, if your goal is to grow your business, you will be busy, and you will need the CRM then. So you should learn how to use it and put it in place now. It's going to help you track and prioritize your leads. And there's a process called nurturing. If you haven't had a corporate job before, you might not be familiar with how someone goes about nurturing a lead through a process, usually through email or text messaging. You are doing some follow-ups, right? And that should all be automated. You build the system once, you go through the steps for one client, and then you save all of those messages and the steps and stages and put them together as a template. And now in your CRM, that becomes a workflow. And then you submit that every time a new client comes in. It's how you build trust, professionalism. So before you ever even have to really get too involved. So let's look at some options. All right. Tonight's going to be short. I am not going to dive into all the nitty gritty and the specifics of the various CRMs. There are just simply too many choices out there. But I want you to understand that there is a CRM system for anyone. It doesn't matter what stage your business is at. Even if right now you're on the lower end, let's say you're only doing $250,000 a year in volume, you still need a CRM, and you can use a free option. Now, let's say you've grown some and you're doing $750,000 a year. You could still use a free CRM. All right. It may be limited. It might be holding you back. Now, once you get into the 1 million, 3 million, 8 million a year, you're going to have a more robust CRM system. Okay. Most likely now it's one that you're going to be doing some sort of payment for. Anyhow, and different softwares are going to have different capabilities. So again, I am not here to tell you that I am an expert on each and every individual CRM system. What I am here to help you understand is why you need the CRM, how it works, and how you would use it to benefit you and your clients. I'll give you a very simple example. Client calls and wants to talk to you about potentially looking to hire your company for a job. As soon as that phone call ends, they should be entered into your CRM, and they should immediately get some sort of a text message or an email thanking them for calling in, telling them you're looking forward to the next step if that's what you have them entered in. So within these systems, you have triggers and workflows, and you have different stages. So if you've booked the next appointment, then they get this set of messages. If they didn't book an appointment with you, you have more, then you go over into your nurture stage and you send different set of messages, right? Okay. So here's a couple free, like entry level type options. I think you can use Zoho too. I don't see Zoho right now. I've used that at times. So HubSpot has a very good basic lead tracking, simple automation, email template. MailChimp, Trello, Zapier, right? There are others. What you want is something that allows you to enter a name, email address, cell phone, text message number, and then set up a workflow and some different various emails and templates that can, once the person gets put in, you classify them and boom, you can start sending them your messages. All right. So here's Zoho comes up in the paid version. So there's some basic options as well. Zoho, Honeybook, Jobber. These Calendly Pro is not a full CRM, but it can automate some email and text follow-ups after somebody books a call. So if some of you, let's say the way you're tracking your leads is you've decided to all your advertising, bring somebody over to your website. Let's say you have a funnel, a lead page, and that's how you're collecting the data. They say, yeah, if you're interested, put your name and email address in here, and then boom, right? So you could use, and if they want to book an appointment, okay, some of you guys want to book straight into a measure. Maybe you want to book a measure, right? With some of these options, you can have the client, you've never even spoken to them. They can go ahead and book a measure appointment with you. And when they go to book it with your calendar app, you can have an option where they go ahead and pay for that. Let's say it's a measure fee, right? This is all automated. You've never spoken to the person. They don't have to speak to you. They can just go right to your website. They can select that they want to set a measuring appointment with you. Boom, you can charge them the $35. You could put a note in there that says, hey, if you do hire us to complete the job, we will credit you back the measure fee. Otherwise, you get to keep the measure fee. You can call it a measure fee. You can do a design build phase, whatever you like, right? Some sort of a verification process, a design plan, a feasibility study. There are hundreds of different ways to go about doing this. You could call it a color palette choice, where if you're in the painting business, we're going to come out and do your color palette, right? Especially if it's exterior work. We got to find the 3 shades that we're going to use. All right. There's some more advanced options. Some people are into something called Go High Level. There's a lot of people that resell services like that. There's something called Active Campaign. There's Close and Pipe Drive. Look, these are just some. No matter which tool that you're going to start with, automating your first response and your follow-up is a simple move, and it instantly would boost your professionalism and your conversion rate. So where you can also use AI is this is the prompt you can use. You can say, hey, a new lead just contacted me through my website. They're interested in a kitchen remodel, right? In that AI-enabled CRM, I want an automated email response to go out instantly. So you ask it to compose that email. The things you want in there is greet them by name, thank them for reaching out, briefly highlight that we specialize in the type of project that they seek, if in fact you do. You might ask 2 or 3 key questions about their project, maybe timeline, budget, what they're looking to do. Tone should be warm and responsive, and it should encourage them to either reply with more info, or you can have them go right into where they schedule a call. And this is something where you can include a link. There's TidyCal, there's Calendly, right? It's automated, it brings them right over. Essentially, right, this is the AI crafted first touch that makes the lead feel heard and prompts their next response. So I would tell you this again, no matter where you're at, don't wait until you have to, you just want to start today. You want to get a well-written instant reply, because you want to be able to, as quickly and easily as possible, turn any lukewarm lead into a booked call. All right. And even with repeat clients, if a repeat client calls you, you want to send a message out letting them know, hey, thanks for calling. Here's a reminder. We've booked you this appointment. We're going to be coming out to do the measure. These are the things that are important. We need to make sure do we have to make sure there's power at the house? I don't know. Whatever that is that's important to you, these are the reminders that you put in the message. Remember, you do what you do every single day. You're very versed in it. You know all the things. Your clients maybe do it once in a lifetime, once every 20 years. They're not versed. So you should include things in these messages that are automated that help ease and give the clients guidance. I would include the guide to remodeling, right? Consumers' questions to remodeling, all the little guides that we develop at the Remodeling Academy. You can add them as content that you send out in your automated emails. So I would tell you that, yeah, this says here your first 5 automations will do more for your pipeline than the next 50 cold leads. I mean, again, don't get so caught up in always trying to find the best unicorn software solution. All right. Being in the position I am where I coach a lot of remodeling companies one-to-one, a common problem that I see develop is remodelers will do what's called analysis by paralysis. You thinking that you're smart, you will want to take 3 months to analyze all the possible CRMs out there, and you won't pick any because you're just analyzing. You're getting ready. You're going to plan. You don't want to make a mistake. Whereas the better option would have been pick a CRM, get started using it. Then, as time moves on, you'll find what you like and don't like. And then you can start, now you know what to look for in your next one. So I would again encourage you, don't wait forever. Analysis by paralysis kills too many remodeling businesses. Something is better than nothing, and everyone has to start somewhere. So if that's you and you're on your CRM journey, get moving, get started with something. All right. So that's everything for today. I appreciate you being here. Again, this is a more of a brief overview, letting you know the importance of having a CRM, right? As opposed to telling you specifically which one to get. These are the kind of things that we can dive into in more depth if that is something that you would require. I would suggest that you get into our Remodelers Helping Remodelers Facebook group. And if you are the type that you want to move further and you want to move faster, then you should join the Remodel Rebels program. That is where you will get group coaching on a monthly basis. And if you are in a position where you're ready to move faster than that, then you reach out and we set up your one-to-one coaching. So we have options. At the end of the day, no remodeler needs to be left behind or struggle. You can grow your business as fast as you want to, right? It's up to you. You're the one with the foot on the throttle. You just have to be willing to step on the gas. So if you're not in our Facebook group, you should be there. If you haven't joined our Remodel Rebels program, maybe you should look at that. If you haven't done any coaching, maybe it's time to step up and do that. If you're afraid, perfect. Then that's the thing you should do. Whatever it is you're afraid of, move forward with it. All right. Thanks for being here. Wish you the best, and we will be back for the next one. Take care. Let me stop the share.